Hey, how you doing? Do you want to win this? Do you want to win this as a competition prize? This is just a base. He's brand new, still got it. This is in the office. I've got 3 of them actually, but I want to do some more competitions. I bought this actually because I wanted to make more bass players. And so if you want to win this, keep watching and this can be yours. I'll send it to you in the post. It's wicked bass considering. So keep watching. But I wanted to talk to you today about something that happened to me yesterday and how I felt about it. So yesterday, just as I was about to come in for work, into the office, I got a call from Dan, who is the manager of the company, by the way, this. And Dan said, "Oh, can you come down? There's someone here to see you." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went downstairs. I went to the office, and outside was a girl, and she'd been sat there for a little while. I won't mention any names in case she doesn't want to be identified, but she was there, and I was thinking, "Oh God, what have I done?" And she said, "Oh, how you doing? We've talked a little bit on Facebook, but I hear that you're recruiting and I hear you're growing the business and expanding, and I wanted to throw my hat in the ring. I know you're mentally busy. I know that your social media is blowing up and it's going crazy, so I just thought I'd come here in person." And I was like, "Oh, wow, I wasn't prepared for it at all." And I just said, I've literally got a workshop in half an hour. I'm off to do a keynote speech in literally half an hour. She said, "Don't worry, it'll only take 5 minutes. I've come from Plymouth." So from Plymouth to Brighton, in case you don't know, is around about 6 hours. So it's a hefty journey. It's not somewhere you can just nip down the road. Now, and we had a quick chat, and I said, "Look, come back later, and what we'll do is we'll have a cup of tea." Now, I'm not saying to everyone that you should do this first, so please don't all turn up at my office wanting a job, because I'm normally not here. She just lucked out. But it did get me thinking, because I talk quite a lot about taking risks and going after what you want and not sitting on your ass and waiting for something to happen. And what was interesting is when I started to talk to people about it, lots of people hated the idea. They were like, "Oh no, that doesn't sound right. She's literally come all this way, and just in case, on the off chance she might bump into you or meet you and ask for a job. It doesn't feel right. She should go about it in the proper way and send in her CV, and she should email in and go through the proper channels." And that was pretty much the consensus with most people. And I wanted to tell you what I think, because I've actually seen this a couple of times on vloggers where people turn up and that happens. And what I think is, I think it's fucking great. I think that is someone who wants something, that spotted an opportunity and has gone for it. But, and here's a big but, if you're going to do that, we're talking about risk and reward. This is a big risk, because you are, if you get in front of the right person, you are going to get eyeballs on you, which is fantastic. But then the spotlight is going to be on you. So if that's going to happen, you better be able to back it up, because you are putting yourself out there as far as you possibly can be to be shot down. So at that moment, you are saying, "Take a chance on me." Amazing. If you can't back that up, you're going to look like a fool. So, and also, you've kind of got to be the first person to do it, because now, if tomorrow I turn up and someone else is there, and the next day someone else is there, all of a sudden, it's going to get annoying, because then I'm like, "Oh, this happens all the time. I haven't got time for this. This is not part of how you get a job." However, that doesn't happen very often. So she took a chance, and I think it's ballsy and brave, but the key is you've got to be able to back it up. You've got to be able to say, "This is who I am, this is what I want, this is what value I think I can bring you," and therefore leave it with that person then to say, "Actually, do you know what?" Because at the moment now, I haven't actually got a physical job at this moment in time, but I know that there's a couple right around the corner. So, and I put that out on social media, which is why she knew about it. What was really interesting was she's now front of the queue, because I haven't put any adverts out yet. I haven't told you guys about it, but when that does happen, instantly I'm thinking, I've got to bring her back, because I met her and she did back it up. She was really, really good. She's definitely someone that I was interested in. And, I think we had a really good chat. And again, it's not something I would do on a regular basis, but ballsy, I think it paid off. It's the type of thing that I would do. I think if I looked at myself, even now, if the business went under, or even if the business didn't go under, if, for example, I didn't have anything to stay here for, if I didn't have a reason to stay in Brighton, then that's something I would do. I would go across to New York or go across to America. I'd go and find a really big player like Seth Godin or something and just say, I can bring you value. I don't need the money. I can bring you value. Give me a gig and let me show you what I can do. I think it's ballsy as fuck, but I think it can pay off. And it's surprising because not only would most people not do that, but I think most people would frown up across people that would do that. So I wanted to kind of talk about it because it's something that happened yesterday, and I don't want to, I don't want to mention it. I didn't want to put her on camera because I thought that would be just a bit embarrassing. But I think when I talk about risk and reward, when I talk about going after things, when I talk about just making something happen, when I talk about not sitting down and seeing what will happen, I think that is a way that you can do that. However, the key is you have to be able to back it up. So you can't just go after a job. You can't have no experience in any field whatsoever and then just go into some businessman and say, let me run your business for you. That isn't going to work. But you can work your way up. And if you can get in front of the right people, and I know from my social media of how much stuff comes through on a day-to-day basis, how hard it is to cut through the noise. Even now, and I've only been doing this a year, and my social media has not got crazy numbers, but the engagement I get is still bordering on too difficult to actually get back to a lot of you. And I know that some of you guys have got back to me a few times without a message, so I'll keep trying. But even with my smaller numbers, it's still hard to keep on top of everything. So to cut through that noise, she took a punt. She literally traveled across the country to go and have a cup of tea. And knowing full well that I might not even been there that day. That might have been a thing, which I just thought was ballsy and brave. And now I'm looking at it thinking, I wonder if I can find a way of bringing her on board in the company, which is ballsy. And like I said, being the first person to do that is so much stronger than the third or the fourth or the fifth or the sixth. So I think she took a punt, and hopefully that gamble will pay off. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. But people should win this. I think you should win this. I think it's not a Fender P, but this is this is a jazz bass or a jazz bass copy. It's not an expensive guitar, but it is perfectly adequate for gigging, for recording, stays in tune, and I think you should win it. If you want to win this bass, it's very, very simple. I want you to comment underneath, down below, and I want you to say why you deserve this bass. That's all I want. Why you deserve this bass. And, share this post, and maybe that'll be more brownie points. But more importantly, I want you to just tell me why you want this bass, and I will send it to you. This can be yours. Which is a shame because I like it. So tell me what, comment below, smash the subscribe. I've said this before, but this is a two-way thing. If you subscribe to my Instagram, my YouTube, and my Facebook or Twitter, then you're going to get more brownie points. That's the way the world works. Fair or not fair, don't give a shit. So subscribe to my shit, comment, have conversations with me, engage with me, and I'll pick a winner next week. Cool. Right. See you later.